Hello, thanks for tuning into Just Good News Media. Great to have you. I'm sure you're sick of all the doom and gloom, so on today's show we will be giving you nothing but good news. First up, we're headed to Switzerland, where democracy and climate consciousness have just won a massive victory. The Swiss people, in a landmark majority vote of 59%, have approved a new climate law. The Climate Protection Targets, Innovation and Strengthening Energy Security Act ensures that Switzerland commits to reaching net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. This decision comes after a record-breaking warm spring that has seen temperatures rise throughout the country. Stay tuned for future updates on Switzerland's green journey. Now that's pretty good news. Next, we journey to the rainforests of Colombia, where a surprising change is happening. In the rural area of San Jose de Guaviare, 40 hectares of previously deforested land are now a thriving jungle, thanks to one family's shift from cattle breeding to conservation. The Zapatas, led by Dora Sanchez, have been replanting native trees and experimenting with agroforestry systems. The pastures are gone, and in their place is a reborn jungle, showing us the transformative power of conscientious stewardship. How's that for some positive news? From South America, let's take a flight over to North London, where two inspiring artists are harnessing the power of the sun and community spirit to combat climate change. These determined individuals managed to crowdfund an impressive £113,000, or about €132,000, to install solar panels on dozens of homes in their neighbourhood. What's more, they achieved this feat through some remarkable and chilly fundraising stunts, including spending 3 winter weeks sleeping on their roof. Their story is a shining example of how everyday people can powerfully impact the fight against climate change. Good news, as expected. Now, let's go on a safari to Nairobi, the only capital city in the world to boast a national park within its limits. This 117 square kilometer sanctuary provides a home for a wealth of wildlife, including lions, rhinos, giraffes, and various antelope species. While it faces threats from pollution, poaching, and infrastructure development, the park continues to thrive as a symbol of balance between urban life and nature conservation. Stay tuned for how this unique park continues to benefit both its animal inhabitants and human neighbors. I'd argue that that's good news. Leaving the African plains, we're now off to the city streets of Antwerp, Belgium, where urban gardening is gaining traction in a most unique way. Imagine hopping onto your usual tram, only to find yourself in a lush mobile garden. As part of a scheme to encourage green living, city trams were transformed into verdant paradises for a day. It's initiatives like these that bring nature closer to people, making it a part of their everyday life. Well, were you expecting something bad? That's too bad. A fifth-generation son of the Argety estate near Stirling, Bowser, a 39-year-old male from Scotland, fought hard for the farm to become the first privately owned place to relocate beavers in Scotland. In total, 14 beavers have been released on the estate since the Scottish government allowed the animals to be translocated from conflict areas on the River Tay. Bowser was quoted as saying, "I thought it might have been one big explosion of biodiversity. But it's more like a series of small interventions, hundreds of little explosions going off with this accumulative effect. It just keeps getting more good." Here's an interesting one, depending how much you like crocodiles. In the first known case of a virgin birth among the species, a crocodile has been found to have made herself pregnant. The 18-year-old American crocodile was kept away from other crocodiles in a zoo in Costa Rica. But that didn't stop her producing a fully formed fetus inside one of her eggs in 2018. 5 years later, researchers have determined that the fetus was 99.9% genetically identical to the mother, confirming it had no father. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our only positive news segment, please consider to comment down below and like this video. This greatly helps us to understand what our audience wants. Also consider to check out our other videos, such as our DMT trip report. Cheerio.